Hey folks, this is Johnny. Just another update on my old school MIDI gear. I've got everything hooked up now, and I have it all running through Studio One. I'm going to be doing a more detailed video on how I set this up, but I wanted to show you what I actually got working so far. All right, so I've set up a couple of tracks here in Studio One. Each VST instrument is connected to a different controller, essentially. So, for instance, I have this keyboard and the Atom hooked up to a couple of different VST instruments here. So, for presence, for this keyboard, I have it hooked up to a bass and presence. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Let me turn it up a little bit. I have the Atom hooked up to a percussion kit in Impact. There you go. I have this, my SR16, I have it hooked up to another Impact kit for drums. And I can even trigger that with a pattern from the drum machine. Now, for the SR16, I also have a MIDI cable out going to the in so that I can use the MIDI clock to trigger the drum machine. So if I hit play in Studio One, it is actually triggering the SR16. And if I change the tempo, let's go down to 90. It also slows the tempo in the SR16. So if I want to actually record what the SR16 is doing, all I have to do is arm the track, turn on the MIDI clock, and away it goes. So now, this was the hardest to actually get working, and this is the old Oberheim Strummer. So for this particular, for the keyboard and the Strummer, I actually have an acoustic guitar patch from Presence pulled up in Studio One. So this is what it sounds like. But if I turn on the Strummer, now there are tons of different patches. I can have it play a sequence. I can do pretty much whatever I want, and everything is going to sync up with Studio One. But for this particular example, I just have a strum. Now, if you look on the Strummer, there is a chord capture option. So now, if I choose a chord, if I go with a major C, now each of the keys that I play will play a major chord. If I choose something minor or augmented, now it'll play that. And I can have this thing do chords and all sorts of other things. But it's pretty cool. All I have to do is hit bypass if I want it back to normal. Just like that. So the next video that I'm going to do, for those of you that are interested, I'm going to be actually showing how to set all of this up and how to get it to work in Studio One. And I can also trigger my older vintage gear, all of my old sound modules, from this entire setup. So you can see here I got a couple of sound modules and an old DM5. And I can have the SR16 play its own sounds. I can have it play the sounds in the DM5, along with the sound modules and everything, just to have a full access to all of the old school gear to go along with the new school gear. It's pretty cool. Now, for many of you, this probably isn't that interesting, but for those of you that are looking to actually set up a lot of your older gear to work with Studio One, get ready for a bunch of videos for this, because I think it's going to be cool, and I think it'll be educational for those that really want to integrate this stuff. So, as always, let me know what you think. I might post this one actually on YouTube, so folks there can actually see what's happening. So far, I've been strictly posting on Facebook, just because that's where all my friends are. But I think that this would be interesting to a lot of my friends on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as my subscribers. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.